Welcome to Green Tiger Legion USA. My name is Zach Montoya, President of Green Tiger Legion USA. We are a Second Amendment advocacy and general preparedness organization here in the state of Oregon. Today, we'll be discussing the proposed DOJ transgender gun ban. Let's go straight into it. So real quickly here before we get started, this topic has been around for about 3 or 4 weeks or so, and has been talked about on various like GunTuber, Second Amendment advocacy channels here on YouTube. However, we are also barely starting content here on YouTube, as well as rolling out content for Rumble and BitChute as well. So without further delay, Green Tiger Legion USA vehemently opposes a transgender gun ban, and here's a few reasons why. So first main reason is pretty simple. We cannot strip a particular group of gun rights in this country. I don't care if it's based on race, sex, or religion. It's unconstitutional, period. We have a problem in this country when it comes to cancel culture, okay? If you go back, 6, 7, 8 years ago, somewhere in that range, one side was rooting when others were getting canceled off the internet. Now, when that tide reverses, people are complaining and saying, well, da-da-da-da-da. It's like, well, what do you think was going to happen? Don't think that fire, that smoke's not going to come back to your side or your particular viewpoint, because it absolutely will. And we cannot play cancel culture with our rights here in the United States. And furthermore, we cannot give the federal government the power to do so and strip particular groups of their rights as well. And the second problem here is allowing the federal government to use the DSM-5 to disarm Americans. Because with transgenderism, technically, in the DSM-5, that is listed as gender dysphoria. But here's a few other items that are listed in the DSM-5 as well. I'll read a few off. 1, internet gaming disorder. 2, caffeine use addiction. And 3, PTSD. So with internet gaming disorder, if you play too many video games and you've got a video game addiction problem, well, you can't own firearms now if we're using the DSM-5 to disarm Americans. Also, with the caffeine use addiction, I don't know too many people that don't have some sort of caffeine when they wake up in the morning, such as coffee, tea, or energy drinks of some kind. In fact, throughout the day. I know people that pound at least like 2 or 3 energy drinks to even get through their day. So does that make them not able to own firearms as well? And, going into the whole PTSD thing, 9% of veterans are affected, and this is a rough estimate by all major stats and metrics that I've found. 9% of veterans are affected with PTSD. Are you going to take veterans' firearms away from them? First of all, good luck. Seriously, good luck on that. That would never fly. Never fly on a few reasons. I don't think that's a smart move to try to disarm veterans. But also, the United States, both left and right, would not agree with that. We would not go for that. In fact, because you have veterans now that are, more left-leaning than maybe a decade ago. You have still right-leaning veterans that would not approve of any type of disarmament like this, especially affecting that particular community. So this is all just kind of watery territory we're going into, and we cannot support these types of tactics to disarm Americans. The final part here is that we cannot allow fuddery in the Second Amendment community. Everyone in the Second Amendment community knows what a FUD is. It's the all you need is a shotgun type. It's the it doesn't affect me crowd. Well, this absolutely affects you. And you may say, well, I'm not transgender. Well, sure, I can believe you on that because transgenderism affects maybe less than a percentage of the population here. But keep in mind, if there's case law that goes into this, others will use this case law to affect other groups, other types of individuals. And what's going to happen is going to be challenged, and it's going to go through the courts. It's going to go through all the lower courts, and then maybe it's going to be granted Supreme Court review. And that's if the Supreme Court doesn't kick it back down to the lower courts. I mean, we've seen this time and time again. And we have to stand firm in the Second Amendment community by saying hell no to restrictive gun laws. We need to say hell no to stripping certain groups or individuals of their gun rights. This is where we have to be. Either you're for the Second Amendment or you're not for the Second Amendment. It's pretty black and white. So in conclusion here, in regards to the transgender gun ban proposal, again, Green Tiger Legion USA vehemently disagrees with this. And going a little bit back to the last part of the video here, we talked about the futtery arguments, this group of people doesn't deserve to own firearms, or these particular firearms aren't covered by the Second Amendment. The whole, you don't need an AR-15 for hunting argument. Well, the Second Amendment was not made for hunting. It was meant to take on a tyrannical government. That's what the Second Amendment was made for. And furthermore with this, I don't want to see more restrictive gun rights here in the United States. I want to see an expansion of the Second Amendment, which is why you see right now machine gun legalization proposals trying to go through courts. This is something we should absolutely support. You got to figure, we're talking about text, history, and tradition. It's part of the Second Amendment. Founding fathers absolutely had military-grade weapons. And so should civilians in 2025. That is consistency. Expanding rights further for nonviolent offenders that are released back into the public. They should have their Second Amendment rights restored. You know, if you do your time and you get back in society, you should have your rights restored as a citizen again. That just makes common sense to me. One of the last part I wanted to cover here, though, is that I do hear this from the right side of the aisle, saying that, hey, this whole transgender gun ban proposal by Donald Trump was just to bait Democrats into supporting gun rights. And that might be the case. I don't know if that's true or not, but I can say this, I'm just reading it for as it is and what it's looking to accomplish. But with that being said, my name is Zach Montoya with Green Tiger Legion USA, signing out.